a quiet shift is unfolding across the world's oceans. China's new J-35 carrier-based aircraft is now operating from the country's most advanced aircraft carrier. Analysts are watching closely because this moment explains why the J-35 is increasingly viewed as a serious challenge for U.S. naval planning. By enabling longer reach and more consistent carrier operations, the aircraft signals a broader change in how China projects presence at sea, from the Indo-Pacific to far beyond. The concern surrounding the J-35 does not come from a single feature or headline statistic. It comes from what the aircraft enables when paired with China's newest carrier, the Fujian. Modern carrier operations are built around reach, endurance, and coordination. The J-35 was designed specifically to support those priorities. By operating from an electromagnetic launch system, the aircraft can take off with greater fuel loads and operate for longer periods before returning to the carrier. This directly affects how carrier groups plan their daily routines, spacing, and support activities. Even modest increases in endurance can reshape assumptions about where a carrier can operate comfortably and how long it can maintain a steady presence. For planners, the J-35 introduces uncertainty. It adds a new variable to calculations that were previously based on older aircraft with shorter operating profiles. Planning is not just about matching one aircraft against another. It is about managing distance, timing, and flexibility across vast maritime regions. The J-35 contributes to all three. Another factor is scale. China is not developing the J-35 as a one-off showcase platform. Production plans suggest steady growth over time, allowing it to form complete carrier air wings built around the aircraft. As numbers increase, planning becomes more complex for others operating in the same regions. What makes this particularly notable is that the J-35 is being introduced alongside improvements in training, deck coordination, and carrier support systems. These elements amplify each other. The result is not a sudden leap, but a gradual tightening of operational margins that planners must account for. This is why analysts describe the J-35 as a serious challenge, not because it instantly changes everything, but because it steadily narrows the gap between capability and experience at sea. Another reason planners take the J-35 seriously is predictability. As carrier operations become more routine, activity patterns become easier to sustain but harder to ignore. Consistent presence reduces uncertainty for the operating side while increasing it for observers. Over time, this steady rhythm shapes planning assumptions more than isolated demonstrations ever could. One of the most significant aspects of the J-35 is how it supports broader geographic reach. Carrier aviation is ultimately about presence, being able to operate reliably across long distances without relying on land-based infrastructure. The J-35 strengthens that ability. With improved endurance and compatibility with modern carrier systems, the aircraft allows China to sustain carrier operations across the Indo-Pacific with greater consistency. This includes areas where long transit distances previously limited routine activity. Over time, this consistency builds familiarity, logistical confidence, and operational rhythm. Beyond the Indo-Pacific, the implications extend even further. China's overseas facilities, such as its installation in Djibouti, provide logistical touchpoints that support longer deployments. When paired with carrier-based aviation, these locations enable broader operational patterns across the Indian Ocean and nearby regions. This does not mean constant activity everywhere. Instead, it means flexibility. The J-35 allows carrier groups to adapt to different distances, climates, and mission profiles without depending solely on short-range aircraft or frequent returns to port. Importantly, presence does not require dramatic demonstrations. Routine operations, exercises, and port visits all contribute to familiarity with distant waters. Over time, this experience compounds. The J-35 supports that process by offering a modern aircraft capable of sustaining longer deployment cycles. This expanding reach also influences how others plan their activities. When presence becomes more consistent, it shapes expectations about where and when carrier groups may appear. That alone alters planning assumptions, even in the absence of any direct interaction. In this way, the J-35 serves as an enabler. It is not just an aircraft flying from a deck. It is a tool that supports wider geographic awareness and sustained maritime presence across multiple regions. What makes this expansion particularly notable is how experience compounds over distance. Each extended deployment builds familiarity with logistics, weather patterns, and coordination far from home ports. The J-35 supports this learning curve by offering a platform designed for endurance and repetition, allowing presence to grow gradually without relying on short-term adjustments. The long-term significance of the J-35 lies in how it will mature through repeated use. Early discussions often focus on specifications, but real impact emerges through routine operations, maintenance cycles, and gradual refinement. Carrier-based aviation places unique demands on aircraft systems, crews, and support teams. Each deployment provides feedback that leads to incremental improvements. Over time, these refinements matter more than initial performance figures. The J-35 is entering service at a moment when China's carrier program itself is becoming more structured. Training pipelines are expanding, deck procedures are being standardized, and logistical systems are gaining experience. The aircraft benefits from this broader ecosystem and, in turn, reinforces it. Another important factor is predictability. As operations become more routine, activity patterns become easier to sustain but harder to ignore. Predictable presence can be just as influential as dramatic demonstrations because it shapes expectations over long periods. At the same time, limitations remain. Experience builds gradually, and full integration across all systems takes time. These realities ensure that the J-35's impact will unfold step by step rather than overnight. That gradual nature is precisely why analysts focus on trajectory rather than instant transformation. The J-35 represents a commitment to sustained carrier aviation, not a temporary experiment. Its value lies in persistence, learning, and adaptation. This perspective keeps the discussion grounded. The aircraft does not need to exceed every benchmark to matter. It only needs to support steady progress, and that is exactly what it appears positioned to do. Another long-term factor is how feedback drives refinement. As the J-35 accumulates operational hours, small adjustments in procedures, maintenance, and coordination can significantly improve efficiency. These gradual improvements rarely make headlines, yet they steadily enhance reliability and confidence, which ultimately determines how impactful any carrier-based aircraft becomes over time. The J-35 marks a meaningful shift not because of bold claims, but because of what it enables over time. By operating from China's most advanced carrier, it supports longer reach, greater consistency, and expanding presence from the Indo-Pacific to regions as distant as Djibouti. This combination introduces new planning considerations and reduces previous limitations on carrier operations. While many details will continue to evolve, the direction is clear. The J-35 signals a transition from experimentation to sustained capability, and its real significance will be measured through experience, persistence, and time at sea. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on space exploration and scientific discoveries, and don't forget to leave a comment below. Also, you can visit our website, spaceinews.com. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.